Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a department that, well, everyone's got an opinion on, but not many people really get it. We're talking about human resource management, or HRM. The best way to think about it, it's like the operating system for a company's most important asset, and that's its people.
All right, so let's just jump right in. What really makes a company sink or swim? I mean, is it the amazing product, the slick marketing, maybe the cutting-edge tech? Sure, all that stuff is super important, but what's the one thing holding it all together? You guessed it. At the end of the day, it is all about the people. The human asset is the most important one an organization has. I mean, think about it. Without the right people, with the right skills, the right motivation, all that other stuff, the money, the computers, it's all pretty much useless, right?
Okay, so if we agree that people are the absolute key, then that brings up a really big question, doesn't it? How in the world do you manage this super important, super complex, and incredibly valuable resource the right way?
And that right there is where HRM comes into the picture. Its entire job is to create a structured, really thoughtful way to manage people. It's all about lining up what an employee wants with what the company needs so that, everybody wins. Now, this classic definition here from Edwin B. Flippo, it really nails it. It shows you that HRM isn't just, paperwork and admin stuff. No, it's a strategic role. It covers the whole shebang: planning, directing, making sure people grow and get paid fairly. It's about managing that entire life cycle of an employee to make sure the big goals get met. So here's a really simple but I think powerful way to look at it. If all the people in a company are the hardware, then HRM is the operating system. It's that crucial software running in the background, making sure all the human parts are working together smoothly, efficiently, and actually getting things done. All right, so if we're running with this operating system idea, then what's it actually programmed to do? What's its core mission? Well, at its heart, HRM's mission is this incredible balancing act. It's not just about making the company money. It's about juggling four totally different and sometimes, competing goals. So let's break this down a bit. You've got the social piece. HR has to be ethical, do right by society. Then there's the organizational part. Basically, help the company hit its main goals. Functionally, it's got to be there to support all the other departments. And then there's the personal objective. And this one is absolutely huge. It's about helping employees reach their goals. Because if you drop the ball on that last one, what happens? Motivation plummets, performance tanks, and your best people start heading for the door.
Okay, so that's the big mission. But how does HR actually pull off this tricky balancing act every single day? What kind of tools are they working with?
Well, one of the biggest tools they have is managing the entire employee journey. Think about it. HR is there for the whole ride, from the very beginning with recruiting, to getting new folks settled in, to training them up, checking in on their performance, and, in the end, helping them grow and develop over the long haul. And it's not just about that one person's journey. HR is also handling these really foundational bedrock activities, like human resource planning. That's basically looking into a crystal ball to figure out who the company is going to need down the road. Job analysis gets into the nitty-gritty of what every single person does. Compensation and benefits? Well, that's making sure everyone gets paid fairly. And then you have industrial relations, which is all about keeping things smooth and cooperative, especially when unions are involved. But this whole complex system, it didn't just pop up out of nowhere. HRM has this really fascinating history that kind of shows how our whole attitude toward employees has changed over time. It's pretty wild. I mean, this has been a long journey. You can find early forms of employee screening way back in ancient China. Then, boom, the Industrial Revolution hits, and suddenly you've got labor unions changing the whole game. Fast forward to the 1960s, and we had personnel management, which was mostly about admin and basic welfare. But the real game changer? That came in the 90s, when the focus shifted to human values and strategy. And that's really when the modern HRM we're talking about was born. And today, that strategic role is, it's more important than it's ever been. And that's pretty much thanks to one massive force that has completely redrawn the map for business: globalization. And look, globalization isn't just some buzzword people throw around. It's driven by these really
This image is a mind map outlining the key introductory topics for human resource management, HRM. Here is an explanation of the information in simple U.S.A. English. Memo HRM Introduction. Key topics. The central topic is the Human Resource Management, HRM, Introduction. This central idea branches out into 5 main concepts that are typically covered when first learning about HRM. Defining HRM. This covers what human resource management actually is. It explains the concepts, principles, and practices involved in managing an organization's most important asset, its employees, human resources. Objectives of HRM. This explains the goals of managing human resources. It details what HRM is trying to achieve, such as improving employee performance, ensuring fair treatment, and meeting legal requirements. Importance of HRM. This section explains why HRM matters to an organization. It covers how good HR practices contribute to the company's success, profitability, and overall positive workplace environment. HRM in transition. This topic focuses on how the field of HRM is changing and evolving. It looks at new trends, technologies, and challenges, like remote work, diversity, and automation, that are impacting how people are managed today. Scope and coverage. This outlines what all is included in HRM. It lists the major functions and areas of activity, such as recruitment, training, compensation, performance appraisal, and labor relations. Essentially, the mind map shows the 5 fundamental areas you need to understand to get a good start on the subject of human resource management.